Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you all? I think you are all well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIEVS Home School. I am Yamin Apu, an assistant teacher of mathematics, National Ideal English Varsity School morning shift. Dear students, I am going to take a math class today for the student of class nursery. Okay, our lecture number is 1 and your homework number is 1 for the annual term examination of the 2021. Okay. My dear students, it's your first lecture for the annual term examination and your topic is write in number part 1. In part 1, we will learn from 51 to 60 how to write it down. In the half yearly examination, we have already learned to write down in number from 1 to 50. Today we will write down in part 1, we will write down inshallah from 51 to 60. So the first number is 51. Already these words is write down on the board, and in your answer paper or your question paper the words is already be written down. You will need only to fill up the numbers. Okay, so how to write down the numbers? Look very carefully. It's 51. There is 50, so we should write down the tens place and the ones place at first to our better understanding. Okay, to our better understanding we should write down tens place and ones place. 51, the first number is 51. For this 50, to write down 50, we should write down 5 is in the tens place. We should write down 5, it means 50. And we should need to write down 1 also. 1 we should write down in the ones place. In the ones place we should write down 1. This makes 51. That means 5 tens and 1 ones makes the number 51. Or easily we can say directly 5 and 1 makes the number 51. Okay. As like this one, the next ones we will write down its tens place and ones place. The next number is 52. To write down 50, we should write down 5 is in the tens place. To write down 2, we should write down 2 is in the ones place. That means 5 tens and 2 ones makes the number 52. These are not the zeros. Okay, these means O, and O means ones. Okay, dear students. So 5 tens and 2 ones makes the number 52, or you can say directly 5 and 2 makes the number 52. The next number is 53. First of all, identify the place value, tens and ones. Okay, to write down 50, you should write down 5 is in the tens place. To write down 3, we should write down 3 is in the ones place. That means 3 tens and 5 ones makes the number 53. Or you can say directly again, it's 5 and 3 makes the number 53. Okay. The next number is 54. First of all, identify the place value, tens and ones. Okay. Now, to write down 50, we should write down 5 is in the tens place. And to write down 4, we should write down 4 in the ones place. This makes 54. 5 and 4 makes the number 54. And basically, you can say that 5 tens and 4 ones makes the number 54. The next number is 55. First of all, identify the place value, tens and ones. Okay. To write down 50 again, we should write down 5 is in the tens place. And to write down 5, we should write down 5 is in the ones place. That means 5 and 5 makes the number 55. Or basically, we can say that 5 tens and 5 ones makes the number 55. Okay. Our next number is 56. In the right side of the next column is 56. First of all, identify the place value, tens and ones. To write down 50, you should write down 5 is in the tens place, and to write down 6, you should write down 6 is in the ones place. So 5 tens and 6 ones makes the number 56, or you can say directly that 5 and 6 makes the number 56. Our next number is 57. So first of all, identify the place value, tens and ones. To write down 50, we must write down 5 is in the tens place. To write down 7, we should write down 7 is in the ones place. And we can say that 5 and 7 makes the number 57. And basically we can say 5 tens and 7 ones makes the number 57. Okay. Now the next number is 58. Now place value identification is T and O. Okay, tens and ones. Now it's 58. To write down 50, you should write down 5 is in the tens place. To write down 8, you should write down 8 is in the ones place. It's 5 and 8 makes the number 58, or 5 tens 8 ones makes the number 58. 59. To write down 59, first of all, identify the place value. To write down 50, we should write down 5 is in the ones place. To write down 9, we should write down 9 in the ones place. 9 is in the ones place. And my dear students, it's 5 and 9 makes the number 59. You can say basically 5 tens and 9 ones makes the number 59. Our last number is 60. To write down 60, we should point out the place value. To write down 60, we should write down 6 is in the tens place, and after 60 there is no number. That means we should fill up the ones place with the digit 0. So we can say 6 tens and 0 ones makes the number 60, or you can say 6 and 0 makes the number 60. My dear students, if you wish to not write down the T and O, that means suppose you are going to write down it's 50. Suppose the number is 56. You are going to write down 56, and you know that 5 and 6 makes the number 56. If you write down directly 5 and 6, 56, then it's also be correct. Okay. And if you can write down O and T, that means ones place and tens place, then it will be better for your understanding. Okay. I think you have understood my today's lecture. You have a homework, and your homework is what? Your homework is same as our CW. That means you need to write down from 51 to 60, okay, in your HW copy. This is your homework task. Please mention your homework number, mention the date, and you can submit the HW in every Saturday from 9 AM to 3 PM. See you again inshallah. Till then, Allah Hafiz.